Welcome to Accomplish Everything, and today we're going to be attempting to restore a vintage Fright Zone puppet.
Let's accomplish.
So since I remodeled my toy room, I've been picking up a bunch of vintage Motu stuff, things that I've been putting off because I didn't have the space for it. But now that I do, I've picked up a bunch, and mostly because I'm kind of afraid that when the movie comes out, prices will go up and I won't be able to get the things that I've been wanting. One of those things being a vintage Fright Zone. I wanted one for a while, I just didn't have the space for it, and now that I do, I got one. But this one has a classic problem in that the monster puppet that comes with it is tore up. So here it is, the vintage Fright Zone puppet. He is blown out. My guy is blown out. Split up the middle. All the way here. There's a fold there. It's almost touching this one to make one long one. There's another split there with another crack. The whole mouth is tore up. I mean, you can see like how thin this rubber is. Super thin. Whole top just shredded up. I was thinking of ways to approach this, and I kind of looked around online a bit to see what, some other people had tried and what they said worked for them and what didn't. And I didn't really like any of the things I was coming across. I saw one that was really close to what I thought would be good, but I didn't want to do that. Looking at this, being the thin rubber, what I really want to do is I want to just stabilize it. How would I do that? How would I go about that? Well, I need something that's going to be rubbery and staying flexible. And my first thought was maybe rubber cement, but rubber cement just doesn't last very long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use painter's tape, and I'm going to, through this part, I'm going to work from the front here, the back here, all the way to the front of the monster, so I can actually get through, you know what I mean? I don't want to put my hand through an unstable part just to get to the front here. So I'm going to work my way from the back here all the way to the front of the monster. And I think my approach is going to be, I'm going to use small strips of painter's tape and hold these parts together. And then on the inside of the puppet, I'm going to use this. Like I said, small strips of painter's tape to just hold the pieces in place. And then I'm going to go in to it through the back. This is probably going to be one of the first pieces I do. And put some of this on, spread it out on the inside, let that cure. Once that's good, move on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. It's pretty bad. So, wish me luck. So I kind of have this end sealed up pretty good, I think, down here. There's some areas here that I need to do, but I've taped up the front of the mouth, and the front of the mouth is pretty bad, so I'm putting a whole bunch stuff here, and I'm just kind of, so there's a good buildup of some thicker rubber on the other side. And now that's done, and I'm gonna let that just cure overnight. I went and changed what I was going to use, because I initially was going to use this, and it's strong and everything, and that's great. But it was like, use a little bit of it, wait 24 hours for it to cure, and then move on. Well, there's just a lot to cover on this thing. You can see all the little tiny cracks and things I had to fill. So I got this instead. Okay, so now that most of the cracks have been sealed up, sure there's still some little stress ones here and there. Now I need to paint this. However, the silicone that I used says that it's not paintable. Well, I have a way that will hopefully get me around it, and that is Mod Podge matte. Kind of tough to believe that this thing was in as bad a shape as it was. Looks pretty great now, I think. It's not perfect, of course, but way better than it was. Way better than it was. I'll take it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you all next week.